Have you been trying to grow your brand or business on social media and it's really difficult? Or maybe when you start, you get lost, then you need a social media strategy. Hi, my name is Marihan, and I am a social media manager and strategist. And I've been in this industry for over 1 year, helping brands and business owners grow their business online and make income and profit. I'm really excited to do this after a very long time. And the reason is because I have been like so choked up with a lot of things and I just had to get them done. Okay. Anyway, so about social media strategy today. You might not understand what social media strategy is. So I'll be telling you what social media strategy means, why you need it, and how to actually build a social media strategy that would help you grow this year. So if you look at the screen, these are everything included in a social media strategy, which I'll be talking about. I'll be breaking them down for you. So first of all, what's a media strategy? A social media strategy is like a guide that helps you achieve your business goals. So it means that before you even think about growing your business on social media, you need to have your business goal. What do I want to achieve this first quarter? What do I want to achieve the second quarter? What do I want to achieve the third quarter? And I know that even if you say sales, it has to be in different quantity. Oh, I want to achieve this in this quantity this quarter or this month. I want to achieve this by next month or by next 3 months. So this is how you need to your social media strategy or whatever you want to do on social media. It has to tie back to your business goal. So why do you need this? If you really need clarity, a social media strategy will help you to gain the level of clarity you need. You need to have so much clarity. A social media strategy can help you achieve that. Even aside that, like, so what are the other kind of social media goals? So you can be like, oh, I want to gain awareness. I want my brand to be very known. Oh, by this time, I want to grow these followers, or I want to increase the engagement, or I want to drive traffic. I want to get sales, and give it quantity or how many sales I want to get this year by this time to this time, how many sales. So that is what you'll be working with your social media strategies. So now let's talk about every single thing I mentioned you saw on the screen. So now let's start executive summary. So what's an executive summary? An executive summary is like the overall idea of what the strategy is about. So you need to give an overall idea. But if you were a social media manager listening to me, then have an idea because not every client or not every brand you're working with actually understand what you are doing. So make them feel like you are doing something. I mean, a business owner, you need to create an executive summary so that it can give you the consciousness of what you're actually doing on every step of this social media strategy. So now let's right into the brand. So meet the brand is just basically like an intro of what your brand is about. Put like the mission, vision, or you think the brand actually then we move to key objectives. So what are key objectives? We have four basic key objectives, which is brand awareness, engagement growth. You can also call it like basic. The essence of the engagement growth is actually to grow your community, have drive traffic, and then we have like lead generation. So you need to make sure that you have nothing more than three. So and whichever one you actually want to have, just make sure you're having a key objective. It can be one, it can be two, it can be three. We have a strategy breakdown. In this strategy breakdown, what I basically used to do is not compulsory. Not everything that you see in the social media strategy is actually compulsory. So I personally put it there to be very conscious. Like, it has a 5W and one H. So what, who, where, when, how, right? Why? So I need to make sure that you're answering all these questions. Actually, like the social media strategy must answer all these questions. Who are you talking to? What's the brand about? Where do you want to post? When do you want to post? Why are you posting? Um, how are you doing it? So it's like answering your social media strategy must answer these five things. But I intentionally used to put it there so it can help me, like, okay, in case I've not gotten clarity on this thing I'm doing, then I know that I have to actually put it out there. We have the target audience. Now, the target audience is divided into two. We have the demographics and the physiographics. Now, the demographics is where you just have the physical appearance. I'm going to talk about it very detailed in one of my videos. Name, income level, status, education, and all of that. And then you have the physiographics where you have the pinpoint desires, solution, pinpoint desires and biggest motivation. This will really help you streamline your content. You know what you are targeting, you know how to target. Now we have the follower status. I Sometimes I put it, sometimes I don't put it. It depends on how it's going. So sometimes I put it when we am dealing with a very high follower growth or high engagement or a very big account, and I don't put it when it's just a small account. So that I said that some of these things here are actually not compulsory, but I put them there, as a template. So that in case if I'm dealing with a big account, I can easily know that this is what I'm focusing on. And if I'm dealing with a small account, I can know what I need to remove. SWOT analysis. You must create a SWOT analysis of the page you're managing, right? You're not focusing 100%. You are coming in as a social media person. What is working on this thing? What is not working? I have a list I usually follow personally, like a template I follow to identify SWOT analysis. Maybe when I'm ready, I'm going to come up with a proper template for it, then you can be able to download it and get this SWOT analysis. So this is the SWOT analysis list. My own personal template is what I use to analyze the page, each platforms, and what needs to be improved. The SWOT analysis is the strengths, the weaknesses, the opportunities, and the threats, right? So make sure that you are very, very intentional about all these things. They are very, very important. This will help you know what to work on, what not to work on, what are people doing, and how you can leverage. There's a page I just started managing, and I had to create a SWOT analysis, and it was almost difficult for me to come up with, oh, what is the weaknesses? How can we leverage? But at the end of the day, I did. Why? Because your SWOT analysis will make you look for something you can use as a top of the game for people that are doing well in that industry, and how you as a social media manager can come in and penetrate in that industry for the brand. This now leads to competitive analysis, where you have to analyze the brand or the competitors. Now, this is it here. You're not analyzing it so, oh, you want to fight with the brand. No, look at how they engage, how the kind of audience are resonating with it, and how you can be able to, work with such things. In the competition analysis, you also create the strength, the weaknesses. I mean, for competition analysis, you just focus on strength and weaknesses. That is what I do. You focus on strength and weakness. You have the SMART goals, whatever you are trying to achieve, whether brand awareness, it has to be specific, it has to be measurable, it has to be achievable, it has to be realistic, and it has to be bound, right? It has to be, you make sure that your goals are specific. Make sure that what are you targeting? Oh, brand awareness. Go down, deep down. How is this thing specific enough? Is this achievable? Is this thing we've set? Is it, time bound? What's the time range of what we are doing with this thing? And how can we move to the next level? Very, very important. To have the content pillars. Now, in a social media strategy, you can also have your content strategy. So, but your content strategy is completely different from a social media strategy. But I just put this there. Why? Maybe in my next video, I'm going to talk about how you can come up with a content strategy. But I put it here so that you can be is going to be very brief. You can find content strategy in social media strategy. So in this aspect, you just have to like the content pillars, content format, content type. So when it's in your content strategy, you're not going to go very detailed. So I'm going to talk about your content strategy in my next video. We have social media campaign. Your social media campaign is not compulsory. Sometimes the brand just want to grow consistency, and that is it. And sometimes it wants to actually drive a result. So you need to make sure that what kind of social media campaigns are you trying to and most of the time I feel like social media campaigns works more for awareness, and when you really want to launch something, or these are very important when you want to launch a new product and you want to launch something, so you are nurturing them until it gets to that time when they should take an action. So in your social media campaign, you are more intentional than a random post you would have put there. So it has sequences, more like an email. Now, engagement strategy. I personally, there's not like anything in the engagement strategy. Maybe you really want to engage with hashtags and all of that, but you have to make it clear, right? Some of these clients, or if you're a business owner, you might not really understand, okay, what am I doing to engage them? So create an engagement, if especially if you really want to build a community and you want to make sales. Create an engagement strategy. Very, very important. The next step is post frequency. How often do you want to post? The minimum is three, the maximum is seven. You can post twice a day, you can post three times a day. It depends on you. Make sure that you are posting often, nothing lesser than three, three, five, four, seven. You can even do twice in a you can even do twice, you can do thrice. It depends on you personally, but make sure that your content is, the frequency level is, is moderate or high. It also depends on the kind of results you want to achieve. If the kind of results you really want to achieve demands that you post every day, please post every day. The brand USP. What makes your own brand, the brand you're about to manage, what makes it stand out? I personally ask them, what makes your brand stand out? So I don't assume for them. I make them tell me why they think the brand is different from every other brand, why they think people should buy their product or their services. We have the platform strategy, right? And the platform strategy is like, each platform have their strategy, like how they work. If you don't know, you need to study it, especially when it comes to formats. For instance, LinkedIn works more for text than videos and um carousels and all. Yeah, it works more for text. Instagram works more for reels. Um, TikTok also works more for reels. Threads, Twitter. So you need to make sure that you understand all this. You have the paid ad strategy. If you don't know, you need to have a paid ad strategy. I personally believe in ads, and ads work a lot. So, in as much as you need the organic, you also need the inorganic. And the essence of the inorganic is to help you grow faster. So, for me, even if you want to grow your followers, I would tell you to invest in ads. Invest in ads that people can see it. When people see it, they're like, oh, I like what these people are doing, and then I want to follow them. That is how I find people that I follow right now. If it's not suggested, then it's through ads. We have the metrics, KPIs, what based on the kind of objective you really want to achieve. So what KPIs? You have clicks, you have profile views, we have different ones, which I might talk about in one of my videos. Lastly, brand identity. Now, the brand identity is not compulsory. If you are the one actually in charge of everything about the brand, then you need to take note of the font. But most of the time, brand identity is also for the brand identity is for the tone, the voice, the font, the color, but it's not for composite. But your tone and voice are very important. So you can know what you're using to attract people. Last one is a conclusion, summarize, like let them know that this is what it engage. So I hope I've been able to share everything you need to know about the social media strategy, and you are going to be using this to get results. If you're looking forward to getting this template that I shared, or you want me to help you to manage your page, reach out to me with it in the description below, or send me an email. I would always respond. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye.